Hey there, Vinny from Project Frugal. Another 2 weeks, another episode of Road to 100k. Oh, the market's been up and down, but let's check out what Denise has bought, or hasn't bought in this case. Check it out. Here we go, right into it, into Denise's wallet here. We've got $54,222.81 into the investments, and now we got $3,201.29 into the sharesies save. Theoretically, in another fortnight, there'll be another $1,000 going into this portfolio when we actually go and purchase some companies, but we'll see. Maybe we'll keep saving up. The market has been absolute rubbish in the last few weeks. Let's go and have a look at the wallet in more depth here. So we've got nothing in there because any money that does go in there pretty much gets shipped off to sharesies save. And if we have a look here, we got sharesies save, sharesies save. Has it actually given us any money? Does it say anything? We got dividends there. Maybe it goes in tomorrow. I'm not sure. Maybe it's on the first business day of the month, today being Sunday, the 1st of October, 2023. As you can see here, we've had some dividend payouts. We'll have a look at those. So Contact Energy, $76.01. There's the last deposit. There's the wallet top up and the $1,000 going into the sharesies save as discussed. We've had Geneva Finance, $38.29. Some more money here. Everything gets shoveled into the sharesies save as soon as we get it. $46.33 from Kingfish. Marlin Global paid out. Kingfish, Marlin Global and Barramundi all pay out at the same time. Same company pretty much. Kingfish being New Zealand stocks is what Fisher funds invest in, that they hope will outperform the market, even though theoretically it is part of the market, and they have to take their management fees off that, as someone did point out a wee while ago there, and which did actually make sense not to invest in these particular companies because you can get them via the individual companies themselves, pretty much cut out the middleman. But that's the way we did it at the time. The reason I like them is because they do pay out quarterly. That's pretty much it. So Marlin Global 56.38 paid out, Barramundi 68.74, September and October being the premier months in New Zealand, along with March and April for dividend payouts. Meridian $80.46, Air New Zealand finally paying out again, $51.71. What else we got there? Yep, we got Heartland Group Holdings, $103.10. Ooh, nice. They just keep going. Somerset Group Holdings, $27.17. Stride Property, $4.78. Stride's an interesting one. It pays out twice every time. I'm not sure why. There's a little bit and then there's a bigger bit as well. So $33.97 as well for Stride Property on the 18th. And we're pretty much covered back to the last episode at that point. So just having a look at that. $33.97, $4.78, $27.17, $103.10, $51.71, $80.46, $68.74, $56.38. $46.33, $38.29, and $76.01. Amazing. Excellent set of dividends there. The total of that is, well, hundreds of dollars. I'm not going to add that up. I'm not that good at maths. In fact, we'll be able to tell off the shares application when we click into it, but that's what's happened in the portfolio. We'll just go back and have one more look. $54,000 worth of investments, $3,000 in the sharesies save. I'm quite surprised that it hasn't actually paid out the dividend yet, but I'm sure it probably will. Probably tomorrow, but we'll just have to wait and see on that. It is what it is. Moving on to the shares application on the Friday, the last business day of the week. Fantastic day, $625.39. This particular portfolio went up, which is great news. Really great news. However, a word of caution, the day before, the market plummeted. The market on Thursday was not good because primarily a couple of banks said they were going to raise their interest rates for home loans, which is not good. Not good for the stock market as such. And this is just essentially the market rebounding there with the 625.39 coming back on the Friday. Obviously, there's some rumours around the Reserve Bank holding the interest rates for higher or increasing the official cash rate. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. There's nothing I can do about it. So we'll keep investing regardless. And while we're talking about stocks, if you want to get a great deal on US, Australian, Chinese, Hong Kong, and Singapore stocks, check out this link up here. Tiger Brokers, best deal available in New Zealand with the lowest fees. Check them out. Moving on to some of these stocks, we'll just have a look what's coming up. We've got some dividend payouts in October. So October being a great month for dividends. 26.30, 97.77, 89.75, 76.16, 17.95, 23.74, blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on. Okay, well, there might be one in November there, which I've already said, or maybe not. Okay, that's all good. There is one in December. That's for the Warehouse Group, who have performed poorly. I must say, very poorly. We've lost $1,478 on that particular stock. Out of the total loss of $3,500 on this portfolio, if we took the warehouse out of the equation, we'd only be negative $2,000. Oh, that's great, isn't it? We'd be in the black. No, we wouldn't. We'd still be in the red. Never mind. So $467.06 of dividends on this particular portfolio to be paid out at this stage. Unless we buy some more shares that pay out in October, then we'll get some, well, even more money. Even more money. Oh, that sounds good to me. But we probably won't actually be investing in these stocks because in terms of the ex-dividend date, they might have already passed, or there's a couple here. We've got the 10th of October. We've got, what else have we got? That's the only one listed for October stocks. In terms of these particular stocks that we could actually put some money on in the next few days, but we won't be doing that. We'll probably look at buying some stocks that pay out in December, enough time to give the market a little bit of breathing room so the stock is not going up in price just before the ex-dividend date, which is what seems to happen. And then immediately, as soon as it hits the ex-dividend date, the stock goes down in price, generally, roughly speaking, by the amount of the dividend payout. And the recent stock that we bought, Geneva Finance Limited, has done very, very well. How much did we put into that? Roughly, well, I think it was about $1,000. Roughly speaking, it's $11.42. We've made a profit on the, well, in fact, this says $181.15 we've made a profit on. Because it did pay out some dividends. Yeah, that's probably about right. So $38.29 plus some more money somewhere equals a profit. That's all I know. Let's go and check out the dividends. Let's go and find out what we got here, because September was an exceptional month. It's the best month ever for this particular portfolio. As you can see here, $624.68. New records everywhere, left, right and centre. Okay, so it's not enough to live on, but that would cover our costs for at least a week. Not bad. All we got to do is triple that and we'll be all right. So as you can see here, the first ever payment, 15 cents back in May 2021. Fast forward a couple of years and we're getting, okay, well, these aren't great numbers. Some of these, like $19.27 in February, that's not great. $13.73 in May, that's not great either. But $252 in June, that's pretty good. $171 in July, happy with that. August, $142, and September, $624.68. So we do have another $3,000 plus to invest in this portfolio at the moment prior to December, and we'll still be investing another $1,000 a fortnight. So there should be a few more $1,000 going into this portfolio. As you can see over here, $1,846.70 this year so far. We've still got 3 months to go. We've still got at least $527.82 that's going to be paid out. But looking at December, that should be a $400 plus month. October, well, we got $467. If we add that, we're looking at $800, maybe $900, maybe $1,000 more dollars. We might, who knows, we might be able to squeeze out $3,000 for the year. That would be amazing. Then again, it might not. It might not get up to $3,000, but if we could get up there, that would be great. Moving on to October, here's the stocks that are paying out. Briscoe's Meridian, PGG Wrightson, Spark, Colonial Motor Company, and Turner's Automotive. Pretty much missed the boat to get any additional dividends in those, apart from one. I can't remember which one it was, but it was on the it was the 10th of October. So if you do want to buy one for October dividends, get in quick. November, there's not much that pays out in November. We've only got 3 there, and I think the warehouse this year is actually paying on the 1st of December, so that's going to kind of drop the November earnings, as it were, for this particular portfolio. We've still got a handful there. We've still got 7 dividend payers in December, including the warehouse. That'll make 8. It should be a good return. We'll go and have a look at the share allocation. So nothing much will have changed here, apart from maybe the wallet going and increasing in value. So it's up to almost, well, it's over 5.5% there for the wallet. So that money is not doing nothing because we have moved it to the Sharesies Save. So it is actually doing something. If we get 5%, 5.5%, 6%, I think it's 5.5%. That's great. That's doing something. At least it's not just sitting there collecting dust, as it were. It's not sitting there collecting dust. It's doing something. Financial services, that will drop eventually. It's down to 38%. Where do we want to get that to? Probably, I don't know, maybe at least 25% might be quite good. We could invest in some other areas that this portfolio has neglected, such as industrials, healthcare, real estate, rah-de-rah-de-rah-de-rah. The other thing we can do on this particular shares application, custom built shares application I might add, is we can go into the market sector and we can go and have a look at some of these sectors in terms of this portfolio, such as basic materials, and the only one listed there is Fletcher Building. Maybe they grow trees, I've got no idea, but they definitely build buildings and supply the construction industry with construction things. So looking at that for this particular sector, it's bad. That's what I'm going to say. Negative $61.65 gives us an idea. There's only one particular stock in this anyway. Let's have a look at communication services. One stock again for this portfolio, Spark New Zealand, always been a consistent New Zealand dividend payer over time. And it looks like it's going to continue to as well. Moving on, consumer cyclical. Oh, I can never say that. We'll give it a go anyway. So we do have a lot of retail-ish companies here. We've got Briscoe's, Colonial Motor Company, Kathmandu, Turner's, The Warehouse, and yeah, thanks to the rotten performance of The Warehouse, that one's negative. If we took The Warehouse out of it, we'd actually be positive. Colonial Motor Company was doing quite good there for a time. Does pay out good dividends though, so that is something, and it will be paying. Some of these will be offsetting their loss. Well, in fact, all of them will be. So that $1,384 will be offset by $284.81 in October and a little bit in December there as well. The next one is financial services. This is, wow, that certainly is the big one, isn't it? We got, how many we got there? We've got, well, we got swags of them. That's how many we've got. We got 9 companies altogether. It says 9 down here because we've got a link here for the URLs. We could go to westpac.com.au on that link there. So, yeah, Australian Foundation Investment, they invest in Australian things. I thought it was a good idea at the time that maybe Denise should invest in that, but clearly my ideas are not good, right? So don't take this as financial advice because it clearly looks like I'm useless at it. Picking stocks. Australia New Zealand Bank, yep, that one's made a profit. Barramundi has not. That's been a poor investment. It was doing well a while ago, along with Kingfish and Marlin Global, so they're not the flavour of the month. But they still will keep paying out dividends every quarter. Eventually, this negativity will be in the positive. These will be green, and long may they continue like that. One day. We got the Fonterra Shareholders Fund, made a whopping 34 cents, but I think that was a good investment in hindsight. Geneva Finance, as I stated before, has made a decent enough profit. Heartland Group Holdings, another bank, and I like Heartland Group Bank because they are New Zealand owned, and we've got our emergency fund with them, so let's hope they don't go broke, that's for sure. And Westpac Bank has done well as well. Let's go and have a look, see what else we got here. We got healthcare. We've only got one in this portfolio for Somerset. A good profit, but they don't pay a lot of money in dividends. They still pay out, but that's more of a growth stock. As the New Zealand population increases in age, this will be required more and more. Their price will keep going up. They'll build more facilities. They'll let out more rooms or rent them or sell them or whatever they do with them. And they'll make more and more money over time. Industrials, slim pickings, Air New Zealand and PGG Wrightson. Overall, it has made a profit, $59.35. I like it. And we got some real estate here. Property for industry, that hasn't done very well. And neither has Stride Stapled Group. These are both commercial property interests. They have not fared well with the market downturn, all the real estate prices going down, but eventually the real estate prices will start going up again. As soon as the interest rates drop, that's when things will turn around. These will eventually make a profit. At the moment, we've lost $1,549. I'm confident that this will turn around once the housing market turns around as well, or the real estate industry, as it were. And finally, utilities. So we've got Contact Energy and we've got Meridian Energy, and between them, they've made $424. They're good. Everyone needs power, generally speaking. Not everyone, actually. I did actually live next to a guy who didn't have power. They had to use batteries and candles for everything, including his cooking and having a bath outside. And yeah, West Coast, crazy place. But that's what we've got with this one. So we'll keep on sticking with the old utilities. They're good. And having a look at the NZX50 charts, the week's been down, the fortnight's been down, the month's been down, the 6 months has been down, and the year's been down. Rotten stuff, really. Rotten stuff across the market. It will recover, it'll eventually go back up, and we'll just hold fast and carry on, as per normal. And what we'll introduce into this particular series is we'll do a little bit of an in-depth look at a particular stock and just see how it's been performing. In this week's episode, we're going to be looking at the Warehouse Group. As you can see, it's lost $1,478. Oh, it's terrible, this stock. But we have bought. The current price is $1.73. On average, how much have we paid? We have paid $3.80, and it's worth $1.73. That's on average. So the stock price was going great guns when we bought it. When did we originally buy it here? Well, we bought a whole bunch at $4 at the time. This is back in 2021, so we're talking about holding this stock for the last couple of years when we bought the majority of our stock, apart from buying $1,000 worth of this particular stock in August 2022. Haven't bought any for over a year, haven't bought any for a year before that, and we're just sticking with it because we're not going to sell it. We're certainly not going to sell it at a loss. As you can see here, the week it's been static, the fortnight it's gone up. Over the course of the year, it has gone down. So they have released earnings and all that sort of stuff, and haven't really paid too much attention to it, to be honest. But we're not selling it regardless. They do normally pay dividends on a regular basis, and they have continued to do that. I think they didn't pay them back in April this year. And in fact, according to this, they didn't pay them. So pretty sure that was the case. Still getting over the COVID thing. But they are paying them in December here on the 1st of December. So that is at least something. And not only does the warehouse own the warehouse, but they also have 70 warehouse stationery stores. They've got 90 warehouse stores, 71 Noel Leeming stores, 21 Torpedo 7 stores, as well as online stores. That's what it says here. In addition, it's involved in the provision of property and investment services. Founded in 1982, they have done very well, I've got to say, and based in Auckland, New Zealand. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button down below. Really helps us out. Thanks very much. And we'll catch you in the next one. See you later.